Alright, let's complain today about somewhat catfishing on a date. This woman here used old pictures of herself and possibly used a filter on some of her newer pics on a dating app and decided not to come up looking her best to a first date. Let's get into her videos covering what happened.
Guys, I just finished my date and I am so embarrassed. I'm not gonna cry in here. I'm not gonna cry. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to clean myself up a little bit. He came, and so the whole thing is we went to this restaurant he wanted to go to, and it was a little too expensive, but I don't know. I asked my sister for money, so we went. I had this dress on, and I changed because I had this dress on and everything, and I had my hair out. Like, you know, guys, I cut it, but it wasn't like this. I had it parted a little bit, and so I went in, and he was like looking around like, oh, like he was looking for somebody else. And I was like, okay. I'm like, hey, I'm Tia. And then he was like, Tia? I'm like, yeah, it's for me, from BLK. And then he was like looking confused, and he told me to sit down. So I sat down, I smiled, and he didn't smile back at me. And then he was like, I don't look like my pictures. I do look like my pictures. I don't Photoshop anything. I tell everything how it is. I'm going to insert at the end of the video the picture I put in. And he was like, you know, just being so quiet through the meal and all that. He didn't even want to pay. I said, hey, I didn't bring my money with me. And then he eventually paid. And then now he sent me a request to pay for the food. And that's not... I just don't understand. Why are men like this? Men are evil.
So here's the comparison to what one of her pictures looked like from her dating profile and how she looked showing up to the date. You'll see more later from her next video. First, I have to say this. I'm not going to be disrespectful and call her ugly, but I will be real. From what I saw, this isn't someone coming to a date with unreal expectations. She clearly set herself up. She looks older, and I'm not the only one saying this. I specifically looked at what women were saying about this situation and not men, even though there were a lot of valid points. I wanted to try something new. Yes, there were some defending her, but most agreed she was in the wrong. Kay said she went from 29 to 49. That's crazy. I didn't say that. Kay said that. Hotter than a blue flame. I ain't gonna lie, that name's kind of fire. Said, come on. I don't think she's an ugly woman in either picture, but she looks drastically different. I can see why her date was caught off guard. Kiki the Brats said she looked similar but not the same. Like, to be honest, if I was messaging Tia's profile and met Tia in person, I'll probably think she's like Tia's mom or something. Depending on the picture, I agree, but some did look more similar, just not as, what's the word, dolled up? I think that's the right word. Before we get to the next video showing off her profile, I hope this person doesn't give up. She just needs to adjust her profile. No one's evil. I hate when people get on the internet and just blame the other gender for something they could have controlled or did better to have a favorable outcome, or more favorable outcome than they had to deal with. No one's evil. Well, most of us aren't, like she claimed. We all know what's expected of us. She knew what she neglected, and it didn't go her way. Same way it would go for a man. I don't get why the internet allows people to play dumb to what we find out ourselves. We know the game. She's 29, at least it says that on her profile. If you look at her old pictures, you can tell that men clearly wanted her. I think she has plenty of dating experiences. Now let's look at her dating profile.
Hey guys, this is my profile on BLK. As you can see, it says my name, my age, everything. That's my first picture. I said something casual. So yeah, I'm scrolling down. See, it says my description. I said I'm a chubby black girl. I'm a simple anime, horror movies, old R&B tracks. Let me be in charge of the aux cord. And I also said, if you live with your mom, baby moms or moms, please have your own place. I don't think that's so much to ask, you know? And I'm not judgy, but it's a no for me. And please, no D-pics. Don't like that. Okay. And I love this question. My best excuse for being late is I'm never late. And I added a little giggle at the end to be like, you know, really cute and stuff. And yeah, that's my second picture, guys. I said I'm looking for a best friend. My other picture, I'm easy to talk to. And then non-sexual turn-ons is when a man drives. And yeah, and I put here what I like. And I know I said I smoke and drink. I don't smoke and drink at all. I literally don't. I just put it to sound cool.
Now you see why this man didn't know who she was when she showed up. Compare all the pictures on the profile to what she looked like when she showed up. It's clear as day. For real, like forget the gender stuff. Let's just be for real. She set herself up. You have some people saying it's a filter and people should know what to look for. I don't think that's really fair to say. And this person is clearly talking to men. I don't think that's completely fair to expect every man to pick up on filters. If a filter makes you look that different, then come on. We all seen filters on women. We all seen makeup on women. Sometimes they look completely different. I remember seeing a girl, I didn't even know who I was freaking talking to. Then she said her name, I was like, oh wow. And she wasn't ugly either without the makeup. She just looked completely different. I think I said this earlier, if she came looking her best, I believe the date would have went a lot better. Also, not every guy is going to catch on. People seem to have the same thought that she didn't try. She should have showed some pictures with her natural hair as well. I skipped most of the man versus woman beef in the comments. Going into that is annoying, especially when the people talking are super single. I'm talking about people that haven't dated anyone in years or haven't dated anyone at all, probably hasn't even touched anyone either, and will probably stay single for life. Stop being blinded by gender and be for real. If a guy said he was 6'2" and showed up 5'6", there's a problem. It's hard to compare because we are not the same and not held to the same standards on everything. That's just life. Overall, she should put some new pictures up of herself. She'll find someone and will maybe have to be realistic with her options. Everyone can find someone to date. Instead of the internet, look outside and see all the people dating. Doesn't matter the size and looks range, you can find someone. I wish I would have went on TikTok and saw what they were saying, but they probably pandered. I think Twitter gave the more realistic answers, and I was happy to see that. That's why I mostly chose women in the comments. And you know, maybe if she was more popular, the opinions would have been way different and not as realistic. But yeah, I gotta state this as well, bro. I don't hate this lady. I don't hate anyone that I cover. I just choose whatever shows up first. When I freaking look at Twitter, grab everything I need, then I don't touch it until I feel like making content. Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you, lady, who had a terrible date, for the content.